Now, the first thing to do, as soon as you have your paper accepted for a journal, you create a pre-publication version. So what's that, a pre-publication version? Well, it's basically the paper that was accepted for the journal, but not in the journal formatting. It's your own formatting. Now, nearly all publishers allow you to share this pre-publication version on the various social media. I would say probably about 90%. Even though it's a pre-publication version and it's not a nice journal formatting, it doesn't mean that you have to submit the same manuscript that you submitted to the journal. That tends to be double-spaced with white margins, with all of the tables and features at the end. It doesn't look very attractive, nor is it easy to read, at least not to me. So what I usually do is I just take the paper and change it from double space to 1.5 space, so single space. I make sure that there's a neat heading structure that I like, not the one that the journal requires, and I put all the tables and figures at the end, within the paper, so that people can actually look at them whilst they are reading it. You can do any other things that you think would make the paper look more pretty, something just you could be proud of, even though it doesn't have the journal formatting. So what I then do is I put it on my website, and I show you how that looks on the next slide. I just put all my papers there, so whenever I have a paper accepted, I just put the abstract there and a link to the paper itself. Then once it's published, I also add the publication details. So whenever someone wants to download any of my papers, they can just go to this list and get the papers. Now, some of you might have your own website, for instance on Google Sites, where you can also do this. If you don't have your own website, then it's just a matter of doing your pre-publication version. Now, here are two examples of pre-publication versions that I prepared for two recently accepted papers. I also listed the blog posts that my co-authors wrote for these papers, and these blog posts were posted on my website, but in the first case also in the journal's blog post series. As you can see, the layout is a bit nicer than what you would normally submit to a journal. At the right hand side you can also see part of my list of online papers on my own website, and as you can see it's just a list of abstracts with links to downloads for the paper and links to find the full publication details. Now, some of you will have your own website, for instance on the Google Sites, where you could do this, but you could also do something similar on your university staff profile or on LinkedIn. But for most of you though, doing this on ResearchGate, which we will discuss later, might be an easier solution.